The questions I think about is, I hope my teacher is nice. I hope I make new friends. And that's probably it.
I'm going to think if I'm going to have a nice teacher or if I'm going to make any friends.
The first day of class, I'm wondering if my teacher is going to be nice for the school year, if she's going to be mean, or if she's like going to just give us work and not explain it and stuff, or if she's like going to be like nice and give candy out and stuff like that.
If she's going to be mean, I don't know if I will like this teacher or not. If she's nice, I will like her. I want my teacher to be nice because I want her to like me.
When on the first day of school, some questions that I have are, the big one is, what is my teacher going to be like?
When I see the kids, the first thing I do is give them a warm smile. That way they'll be more relaxed and they won't be so intimidated. A lot of the children are first-time riders, and a lot of them will be very intimidated because they're new. A lot of them are new to the school. A lot of them never rode a bus before. That's why I give them a warm smile and a greeting of good morning.
The first thing I do before the school year starts is I think of all the nervousness and anxiety I have. And I think if I have that as an adult, what are my students thinking the night before school starts? They must be terrified.
Sort of exciting moment, and hope I'm making new friends and more exciting friends, and like I'm in a bigger, better school, so it's like easier to start off.
You know, I found that at the beginning of the school year, I am just as excited as the children are, and when I get the class list, I want to make contact with them. I want to write them a letter and tell them about some of the things that they will expect to happen during the school year, some of the fun projects, some of the fun units that we'll have, and also just what the first day will be like. I usually ask them to bring a picture in so that they at least know that here's one thing that they're going to be prepared to do and talk about on that first day to set them at ease.
That first day, my principal has us all as teachers out there on the front lawn, meeting the students before school starts, coming to them, welcoming them into the school, welcoming their parents too. And what struck me last year was 25% of my students were new to the school. We have a very mobile population, and to see their faces when I met them out there on the lawn and welcomed them into the school, I could tell right away made them a little bit more comfortable.
I think when students are arriving to my classroom on that first day, I know they're nervous, especially coming to a middle school. This is 7th and 8th grade, and they feel they're moving away from an elementary setting and that they're older and they don't know if they need their teacher or not, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like the teacher. And I always think that it's important. I always like to tell them I'm not only their teacher, but I'm a person as well, just like they are, that I have similar interests that they have, and I like things that they like. So I like to tell them a little bit about myself.
It's tough, you know, meeting a new teacher, coming to a new classroom. We have a big school, and sometimes they might be separated from their friends, and so I want them to know immediately that you're going to meet a new friend and make a new friend, and that I am their teacher, but I also want them to see me in a different role as well, someone that they can trust and count on as the year goes on.
It's basically like the first impression. Like if they come off like as, you know, an easy teacher, then it's going to be then, because I know I've had teachers that actually do that, and you know, a lot of kids don't respect them at first, but if they have like, you know, from the beginning, if they have control over the class, then you know that they'll have control the whole year.
I think respect is very, very important, and for students to get a chance to know that I do respect them and that I am expecting or demanding their respect each and every day within my classroom. Some of the things that I do is, number one, is that I want to get acquainted with them. I tell them that I'm going to simply, there are standards that have to be met, that my expectations are high.
It's important for the teacher to encourage me to do my best because what she's trying to do is she's like trying to help you.
I look at the positive, and I don't say that, you know, there will be great problems in this class, but I say that, this is going to be a good year. You're going to be successful.
Like by encouraging you, it pushes you to do your best.
I know my teacher cares about me when she helps me out when I'm having trouble with the problem.
I know when a teacher respects me because of the way that they act towards me as a person, and when I raise my hand in class to say something, they look at me with interest to hear what I'm saying.
Some ways that I let the children know that I care and respect them, care about them, is that I include them in a lot of the decisions that are made during the year. So when we're talking about how the classroom is going to be run, what kind of rules we're going to have, what things are important to us, I involve them in all of those decisions.
They take time to learn who I really am, aside from, this is the math problem, you have to learn it. If they try and work it into, something that involves me and what I like and what my hobbies are, and, they take an interest in me, not just, as you're my student, but as, you're another person, and I respect that, and, and I'm going to try and teach you the best that I can and learn something about you in the process also.
Their input's important to everything that we do, and any of the rules that we come up with, I follow too. So if our rules are that you will always be respectful of everyone, and you will say please and thank you and never tell anyone to shut up, things like that, I follow all of those rules and treat them the same way that I expect them to treat me.
Sometimes I feel like it's better to have a friendship with a teacher rather than a student-teacher relationship, because if a teacher shows that they care and they show that they have faith in you and they motivate you, then you have a reason to want to succeed.
But I think that shaking hands and talking to every student was very, very important. And I just remember a couple of students came in one day and they said, "Gosh, you act like you really like us." And I said, "Well, of course, and they said that they don't get that feeling from every teacher, and it just, because I took the time to stop and talk to them, they felt like somebody was there who really liked them as a person also, not just that they were students in my classroom.
It's just nice to know that they're there, like, wanting you to do well and be successful, and the way they can show that is by getting involved and just saying hi to you and being friendly to you, and just not worrying about that I'm your teacher and you're my student. It's more, you can get more personal than that.